Hello again everyone, it's Bash from Diceheads, back doing another quick and easy painting tutorial for possibly new painters or people getting into Zoontalis. These minis are meant to be really fun and really nice and easy to paint. So this is just a nice quick 10-minute tutorial. Should take you about an hour to paint this, following my steps here. So obviously started again with the undercoat in black. Then I'm going into, got this really sort of fairly rough old makeup brush. We're doing a sort of dry brush here. Mixing no water into the paint, but working the silver into all the bristles, and then I'm just going to be dry brushing this over pretty much the whole mini, to be honest, because there's a lot of metal. He's wearing a lot of armor, this guy, so we're just going to be working that in all the way around. The whole thing's going to be pretty silver apart from the top of his head there, you can see, but work that all the way around. Go back to the silver if you need some more, and then I'm going to come in with the Oblivion Black Wash. What this is going to do, you'll see once I put it on there, it's a little bit too thick, so I'm going to move it around. This is a wash, and what this does, it sort of flows into the cracks, into the gaps, into the recesses. So it can really add a lot of depth and definition to models. So you see here on the hammer, it's sort of collecting in the creases around this little flower thing. It's just going to sit in those little pools. That's exactly what you want from this. Not too thick, but enough to tint it really. And there it is, you can see there a lot more definition. There's variations in the silver, and that's what we want from this. Next, again quickly with a bit of dry brushing. You don't have to do this. I like to use a slightly brighter silver, or in this case what I've done is I've mixed in a tiny little bit of white scar into the silver just to make it a little bit brighter. And then what I'm doing is I'm dragging the brush from the top to the bottom to almost show like there's a light source above. Here for the fur, I've mixed up a few different colours. So I've got some white scar, got some dwarven skin, and I think it's a bit of skeleton legion. Yeah, quite a lot of skeleton legion. A little bit of black as well, just to make this sort of dusty, creamy colour. So base all the fur that's going to be on the model. So there's some around the back and his tail and stuff as well. Then here what I've done is I've mixed a tiny little bit more white into that previous mixture, and I'm just doing this back and forth stabbing motion to try and simulate some fur. This will be mainly on the top of the heads, top of the ears, things that you're going to see a lot. Mixed a bit more dwarven skin into the same mix to get a slightly more tan, more skin tone, and this is just going to be for the inside of the ears, and I actually forgot to do it at this step, but it would be for the nose as well. I'll come back and do that later. Mixing in even more white scar to the same mix, I'm going to just focus on the highest details, so be the tops of the ears, maybe the top of the head a little bit, top of the back and the top of the eyebrows, just again to show like a bit of light coming from above. Oh, now with the eyes, yeah, nice and easy with these models, nice big eyes. So start in the corner and then pull the paint towards the main body. That's always the way that I do it. You want to go put a bit more effort into the weapon, the face, and if you can, the base for mini. Base, face and mace are the three most important parts in my eyes. Doing the teeth here as well, obviously they're going to be a nice sparkling white. Lovely. And then the other eye, doing the same thing, putting it into the corner and then pulling it towards the main body. Brace your arms on the table as well and just try and steady your breathing to get the most accurate eye as you can. I don't mix as much water into the eye paint when I do them, the black or the white, because I kind of want to get them done in one go, so I don't keep coming back. If you keep coming back to it, there's more chance things can go wrong. So getting them done in one pass is how I like to do it. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of leather on this mini as well. So again, I really like this combo. It's Cuirass leather and boar hide from Two Thin Coats, and I put it on way too thick there. I'll put a bit more water in that and mix it around on the model. But I really like these colours together. They make such a nice, warm, rich leather looking colour in my opinion. Really easy too. So just work all the way around the belt. He's got little coin purses there, little pouches. Don't know what's in them, maybe carrots and celery, things like that. Not too sure what rabbits eat, something like that. But then he's also got his gloves, little trim around his shoulder pads there. Just work it all the way around. So next, we've got the boar hide, as I was saying earlier. Now this looks very orangey right here, but trust me, it's not. I don't know if it's the light or something makes it look really orangey, but once it dries and sort of dims down a little bit, it blends super nicely with the curious leather. You'll see when I'm done. But with this, what I'm doing is just putting a little highlight in between the lines on the top sides of the model. So in between the fingers there, in between the knuckles, a little bit on the gloves, a little bit around the trim there, just where the sun would be hitting, at the top of the straps, things like that. Yeah, there you see, once it's settled and dried a little bit, it looks really nice. Coming in now with some Sanguine Scarlet. This is just going to be for the trousers, so a little bit difficult to work it around here because there is some under the tail. Just take your time, go nice and easy. Don't get too much on your brush because this red does cover really, really well. And getting on the wraps of the hammer here as well. Mixed in a bit of rust orange into that red, just to get a slight highlight colour on the wraps there. It's come out really nicely. I really like that. So using the colours, I did this again on the crossbow on the previous video. Just mixing browns and Skeleton Legion and things that I have on my palette, just to keep it cohesive. I've made a sort of unique sort of brown colour, different to the leather, and this is just going to be for the wood on the battle hammer here. Right, coming in now with some Dragon's Gold, really, really great gold. This is just going to be for the detailing here on the hammer, but if you have any sort of hoops or, you know, intricate sort of details, belt buckles, things like that, this works really, really well for that as well. One thing I forget to mention actually is to hit this with a flesh wash after it's dried. I forgot to do that, film that in this video, but check out the previous video for that step, or do the same sort of similar method as I did with the black wash in this video. So a small amount of black on the brush here. Not too much water in it, again for the same reason. I just sort of want to get this on in one coat, and coming in steadily, bracing the arms on the table, holding your breath, and doing little eyes. Start little and then you can add more, make them bigger. That's always been my sort of way to do it. Start small, make sure it's in the right place, and then extend it out to where you need it to be. So a little bit less black on the brush here, just to add the line in between the sides of the face, I don't know what you call that part, and the teeth, and then also to dot in the whiskers. Yeah, there you go, look. Just little blobs, nice and easy. So what we're doing here is we're taking a little bit of the black, we're thinning it down with a little bit of water, and we're just going to accentuate the cracks and the creases in the battle hammer here. It's battle damaged, right? So there are already these cracks and crevices built into and modelled into the Mini, but we're just going to pop them out a little bit with a bit more black, just to make it look really worn and beat up, like Deano here is, you know, he's been through a couple scuffles already. Then we go back to the white sky a little bit, just to dot in the reflections in the eyes there and the pupils, and just to add a little bit of life to the Mini. So yeah, really hope that you guys liked that tutorial and found something useful in there. I think this Mini looks really, really great, and it's always a joy to paint. So this should take you about an hour, and it's nice and easy stuff. Be sure to leave a comment down below so we know that if you like it or not, what things we can improve, if you want to see more, etc. Check out the Dice Heads Kickstarter, that's live at the moment for physical releases of all the games. And yeah, have a wonderful day, guys. Cheers.